All right, Dog Squad, in today's short, we are going to be reacting to the college football playoff quarterfinals, and there were some thrillers, and then there were some whoopings. So let's go over each one of the four. Here we go. All right, the Canes upsetting the Buckeyes of Ohio State is the first one I'm going to talk about. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic on New Year's Eve, the 10-seed upsetting the 2-seed. We start with this Canes offense versus Ohio State's defense. I think it was more on the Canes defense that really gave them a good chance of this game and winning. But then again, they did score 2 TDs and kick a field goal against a pretty good defense. Defense didn't do that bad of a job. They actually did a pretty good job for Ohio State, only actually holding them 17 points because one of them was a pick six forced by this Miami defense. So it was overall a great performance by this Canes team coming ready to play. Ohio State didn't really look like that comfortable. Maybe you could say it was the bye week thing. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. All right, then the first game today in the Capital Orange Bowl, you maybe could say Texas Tech wasn't ready because of the bye weeks. I don't know, but I honestly don't think they were as good as people thought. I, in fact, picked Oregon to win this game because I just thought they were more they've always been up here. And they, yes, lost last year, but I think they were more developed this time, and they're ready more, and I think they would be more ready than Texas Tech, especially since I don't know has played as many good teams, and I think the Big Ten is better of a conference than the Big 12. So Oregon gets the win. Majority is their defense. Their offense did score 2 TDs in this game, but it was big on their defense, forcing 4 turnovers. It was huge. They came up big. And in fact, James Madison ended up scoring more points than Texas Tech. They held Texas Tech to 0 points. Big game from the Ducks. And their defense is going to have to come huge against the Hoosiers next week, which we'll get into just right now. And here we are, Indiana. They were huge, a big, dominant performance against Alabama today, 38-3, and they have been like this all year, blowing teams out. Well, wouldn't say blowing teams out, but most of their opponents, and they did it to an SEC team, the number 9 seed, Alabama Crimson Tide. Man, Mendoza, 3 TDs. They ran for 2 TDs. Just offense was tremendous. The defense played really well against that Tide offense, who has been top 20 in the country this year. They're definitely the favorites to win the championship, and I think they probably already were. This was the Rose Bowl, by the way, the granddaddy of them all. And then to wrap up the quarterfinals and New Year's Day, Ole Miss and Georgia once again deliver with a classic and just a fantastic game to watch, just like they did earlier in the year. But Ole Miss comes out on top this time, moves on to semifinals, man. Chambliss is a dog, man. He had a great game, throwing 2 TDs and over 350 yards. Gunnar Stockton also had a really good game for the Dogs. Despite the loss, he was in it all in this game. He was big in this game. But Georgia, now this is the second year they've lost early in the playoffs. That's concerned, but man, the Rebels came to play.